শুনতে পাচ্ছিস? Meeting started.
না না এখনো স্টার্ট করেনি।
আমি তো শুনতেই পাচ্ছি না।
Hello, you need to unmute.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. Technical glitch from our side. And thank you so much for letting us know. So in hybrid meeting, this type of technical errors happen here and there, and we are quite used to it. So we have got that resilience as of now. With this, I would just like to mention that to all the offline members specifically, we have this headphone which we used to pass on to the member who is coming up on the stage. This is only to make the communication or the audio quality better with the online audience, because sometimes it happens while we are speaking, the audio is not going clearer to the online members. I guess we have quite a few guests as well, online as well as offline. Hopefully Parag has joined. Yes. So we usually have book of the week, which we present at the start of the meeting. Like you all know that books are very important and crucial in our life. We tend to enrich our knowledge with the help of books. We learn quite a lot from books. So I would like to pass on without further ado to Toastmaster Parag, who is online. He would be presenting the book of the week. And Toastmaster Parag.
Yes, yes. Am I audible?
Yes, audible as well as visible.
Okay, thank you. Good morning to all. I am TM Parag, and today the book of the week is Think and Grow Rich. You know, as TM Mansoor has said, that book are, very important, right? So this is a, beautiful book by Napoleon Hill. It is Think and Grow Rich. So it, discusses 13 principles, right? So we need to work and look at the 13 principle in order to fulfill our life. So number one is desire. One needs to have burning desire, right? And the second is faith. After burning desire, we must have a faith, unquestionable faith. And number three is auto suggestions. We have a mental picture in our mind that I have already achieved what I desire. So we have to, visualize through auto suggestions. And the fourth one is specialized knowledge. We must have some knowledge, right? And not the superficial, but the special one, which you really want to be in your life. And then fifth is imagination, right? As Einstein already said, imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attraction. And the next, number 6, is organized planning. So we must develop a definite and practical plan to achieve our goals, right? And the seventh one is decision. Make a firm decision and stick to it. And number 8 is persistence. So you must be, regular. You must cultivate habit of doing things constantly. And number 9 is the power of the mastermind. And that is, surround yourself with like-minded people like this TM, right? This Toastmastering. It is only quality people here. So we all have same purpose with it. And number 10 is the mystery of love. According to Napoleon Hill, that we human beings have, desire. When we drive by desire of love for our parents, love for our spouse, right? We can do anything. So he believes and advocate to work on this side. And number 11 is subconscious mind. We have to be aware of the subconscious mind. What is subconscious mind? That we have to look at. And number 12 is brain. It is said that we only ever use between 5 to 10% of our brain. So we have to learn this. And the last is the sixth sense. If we follow this number 1 to 12, this sixth sense will automatically come in our mind. For example, if you attend regularly this Toastmaster meeting, you get spontaneous rectification like sixth sense. So this is all about this 13 principle of this book. And my understanding is what the mind of human can conceive, what the mind of human can conceive and believe it can achieve. So never give up in middle. Thank you. Thank you. Over to you, TM Mansoor.
Thank you
Adil.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bharat. Thank you for enriching our knowledge. And I'm sure that, and I urge you all to please go through this book. If you have the book with you, you can show it to all of us, or you can pass it on to the group. So afterwards, we can go through it.
Okay, I will send PDF.
Yes, yes, thank you. Thank you so much. I can see a lot of guests today in the meeting. So generally, we have, after book of the week, we have guest introduction. Since we have lots of guests and keeping time in mind, I would call upon guests and they would give, like you can give your brief introduction, your name, what you are currently doing, and how you got to know about Vadodara Toastmasters. It's that from the as I mentioned earlier, we have to pass this time.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is P.G. Vinay. I'm presently working with American Natural Corporation Limited. I recently joined the office in Baroda. I hail from Kerala. This is my second week. I've attended the last week, and I came to know about Toastmasters Club through online social media. Thank you.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Bharti Chatterjee, and I'm a chemical engineering student. And this is actually my second meeting, and last week was my first, and I came to know about those Masters Club from one of my very dear friends. So here it is. I'm here again to enjoy the session.
Next.
Hello everyone, myself Sushil More. I am working in PI Industries Limited in Jambuta. So I got to know about Toastmasters from, I was searching in the internet about how to improve communication, all that. So I got to know about the website of Toastmasters. I've heard it a long time back also, but this time I was constantly thinking what is there. So I searched on it, and there are 4 Toastmasters clubs in Vadodara. So I selected one and just came to here. Thank you.
Next case. Yes.
Hello everyone, my name is Krishna Soni, and currently I'm working with the Bloom Clinical Counseling as a mental health therapist. And I got to know about this Toastmasters Club through one of my friends. He had been attending at some point of time, and actually I got to know about it quite a time ago, like a year ago. But then, because it's every time it's on Sunday, and most of us already have lots of things to do on Sunday, right? So then yesterday I decided that no, now it's the time that I should start this club. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Pratik Radha, and I'm working with L&T Technology Service, and I got to know about Toastmasters from one of my dear friends.
Thank you so much, offline guest. And now I would switch on to the online guest. Like Dhyaneshwar, if you can help me out, if we have any online guests. So Nikita, like you can give your brief introduction, what you are currently doing, and how you got to know about Vadodara Toastmasters Club.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Nikita, and actually I got to know about the Toastmaster through one of my neighbor, and currently I am working in an UK outsourcing company. So yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And don't feel alienated. Like we would try to accustom both offline as well as online guests and members. So throughout
Yeah.
the meeting, we would have the interaction between offline as well as online guests. And there are various structure in the Toastmaster meeting. Table topic session is where the guest also get the chance to speak. They come up on the stage and speak for 2 minutes or so. So do stick till the end, so that you can get a chance to speak in table topic session.
Yeah, surely.
Thank you. Do we have any other guests? Ashish is our new member. So Ashish, like since you are the new member, I would like to have basically a quick introduction from your side, so that our members also get to know you better since you joined recently.
Hi, Adil, am I audible?
Yes, audible and visible.
Yeah. So until very recently, I was working with a leading automotive component manufacturing firm in Maharashtra. Currently, I'm preparing for my PG entrance examinations. And as to how I heard about Toastmasters, well, I've known it since my college days because the Toastmasters club is very popular among the student community. So it was like I was planning on joining the club for a long time. But only got around to it very recently because I was tied up with a few other commitments. Well, apart from that, you can say like I am pretty interested about reading books, and my favorite genre is psychology related books. And I also like to read fiction books, action fiction. And well, I'm looking forward to learning from all the members and gaining new perspective, new ideas about how to conduct in the future. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Ashish. And eventually, like when you would give your icebreaker speech, we will get to know more about you.
Of course. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Keeping time in mind, generally we have the sorry about that. We have a structure session, and Toastmaster of the day, Pradeep Mane, would explain and elaborate about that later during the session. I wanted to share one basically message with you all, and since we have overshooted a bit, I will keep it concise and short. I usually start with a question. So, how many of you think that people or most of the population fear the most, apart from that snake, mosquito, and all the other stuff? What is the thing that people fear the most? Any wild guess? Anything? So you are on the right track. It is basically public speaking. When I was researching about it, I won't go into detail because I have to give my research speech. So I would keep it data for that part. I got to know that 75% of the population, they keep public speaking as the ranked one when they are asked about what is their most fearful thing. 75% is like a huge number, and it is when asked, if I ask someone that what you fear the most, that is death or public speaking, the prompt answer would be public speaking. As Parag rightly mentioned, subconscious mind. It is there in our subconscious mind because of our previous experience with public speaking. We might have faced humiliation, or we might have been called out in a huge crowd and we felt embarrassed, which tend to stay with us in our subconscious mind. So supposedly anxiety is one of it. How many of you feel like, or not now, but you have felt that if I go onto the stage, I would be humiliated, or someone would laugh on me, or I would make a mistake. I won't add value to people, or lastly, I'm not compatible enough to be there, or I don't have that caliber or quality to deliver to someone. So we all might have faced this somewhere in our life journey or so. So I just wanted to conclude with 2 points. That first, the quality of knowledge or the amount of content that you have helps you a lot. That is how good you are well versed with content. Supposedly you are well versed with current affairs or any sort of thing. As Ashish mentioned that he is well versed with psychology. So if you are given a topic or anything like impromptu, you would go through an impromptu session, table topic session. If at that moment you are asked to speak for 2 minutes or so, you have content to speak on. If you don't have content, you would fumble, you would take unnecessary pauses. So first point is, do keep content ready. Whatever sort of content, it is important. And how Toastmasters help you here? Table topic session, as I mentioned, it help you speak on your feet. Like you have to think quickly and you have to give basically speech impromptu. So it it trains your mind to speak impromptu, which goes a long way. In an interview, you get a question that is an impromptu thing. You have to think as fast as possible and respond to them. It may be appraisal cycle, maybe anything, viva, or any sort of thing, any walk of our life. This thing helps a lot. Grammarian and R counter, they are a crucial and important role. How they help? Grammarian and R counter are not there to just point out mistake of other. They also learn basically if how you would spot an error on in someone's speech if you are well versed with your grammar. Through R counter, you get to know where people are pausing, what are the words that are getting repeated. Then is speech and evaluation. So public speaking is not only about speaking in front of huge crowd. It could be one-to-one communication with someone who has the power. That is your supervisor, your professor. It might be someone who has the authority or power. So in this speech and evaluation, so basically evaluator is someone who holds the power, who is basically looking out for the mistake or basically improvement. So in this manner, you already get trained, not only like for here, but you also get trained for the outside challenges that you might face. So that were the 2 points. How Toastmaster is an important aspect, plays alongside improving your skills, public speaking skill. And lastly, don't take any role for granted. So if you are taking any role, please be sure that you have right content for it. You are well versed with the role and you are delivering here, coming here and delivering a quality, basically speech, quality counter or grammarian report, because it is not improving others, but it is also improving yourself. So please don't take anything for granted. Each and every roles are important, and do take up the role. That first leap to get over that anxiety requires a lot of energy. But if that threshold is crossed, you would be able to perform well throughout all walk of life, not only Toastmaster, but you would be able to face outside world. Without stealing thunder from a beautiful thing, learning, which is an important aspect we learn through our life. As we have a veteran Toastmaster Gitanjali ma'am, who is still learning, who is still improving, and she is basically role model for most of us. So with this, I would like to pass it on and would like to call upon Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Pradeep.
Thank you, Toastmaster Adil. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. Am I audible and visible for online participant? Yes, thank you. So it's pleasure for me to introduce myself as the Toastmaster of the day today. And before introducing the theme of today's meeting, I would like to draw your attention towards this data. There are total 7.5 billion people there in this universe. And out of 7.5 billion people, 15% people are working on self-development. And out of this 15% people, only 3% people, they are working on themselves. They are committed to a self-development. And you all people are here, the committed people. So please have big round of applause for ourselves that you all are in the category of the people who work on themselves, who are committed to work on self-growth, right? So we all are here for learning. We all are here for growth. We all are here for contribution. We all are here to nurture ourselves, right? So the most important thing is that, so how exactly we learn? If we see somebody, if somebody is expert in communication skill, if somebody is expert in acting, somebody is expert in drawing or any skill, negotiation skill, rapport building skill, any skill, how that person exactly develop that skill? Actually, learning that skill is the end result. But before that process, there is complete step-by-step structure. And if you understand that structure, and if you apply that structure to develop any skill, it is very much beneficial for us to learn any skill. The basic problem that we are facing nowadays is that we have a lot of information on internet, on Google, on YouTube, but we are not getting that structured information. We are not getting that information which we can implement. And once we get that information, you can able to implement and you can able to learn any skill. So today I am going to share with you the concept of learning. This is the information which you can implement. This is the information which you can practically apply in your life. So how many of you are interested to learn this? Thank you very much. So learning, if we see learning, this learning basically goes through four steps. This learning basically goes through 4 steps. The step number 1 is unconscious incompetence level of learning. Unconscious incompetence level of learning. Don't go in the wording, I will explain you. The unconscious incompetence level of learning is the level of learning where if you see somebody, he learned any skill, that person was not at first know about that skill. That person don't know that there is a communication skill. One time in my life, I don't know that there is a negotiation skill is also exists. So I don't aware of that skill. I don't even heard the word negotiation. That is, I don't know about that word also. And I am not also confident in that skill. I don't know communication skill also. That is the stage where you don't know about that particular skill. That is level unconscious incompetence. You don't know what you don't know. जैसे हम हिंदी में बोलते हैं ना, हमें ये नहीं पता कि हमें क्या नहीं पता. That level of learning is called unconscious incompetence level of learning. Now what happens? The next level, we come to know about that particular skill. For example, when I am thinking about learning communication skill, I will come to know that communication skill or leadership skill, these are the skills which can be developed. So when I search on internet, I come to know about the Toastmasters. So that level of learning is conscious incompetence. I know that there is communication skill, but I don't know about that skill. That level of learning is called conscious incompetence level of learning. Conscious incompetence. I am aware about that skill, but I don't know how to work on that skill. I don't know the practical steps about that particular skill. That is conscious incompetence. You come to understand about that there is driving skill, but I don't know how to drive. There is singing skill, but I don't know how to sing. That level is called conscious competence. Consciously you are aware of that skill, but you don't know how to perform that skill. That level is called conscious incompetence level of learning. Now the third level. When I joined Toastmaster, I come to know that communication skill is developed. There are different parts in that communication skills like words, body language, facial expressions, tonality, all these parts are the communication. And I gradually started to work on that skill. I gradually started to take part in Toastmaster meeting where I give speeches. I started to work on myself. That means gradually I started to work on that skill. That level of learning is called conscious competence level of learning. Conscious competence level of it. Consciously you are started to learn that skill. Consciously you are started to learn driving. consciously you hold the handle, consciously you apply the brake, consciously you apply clutch, accelerator, all that thing. That is conscious competence level of learning. Day by day, you are trying to improve that particular skill. That level is called conscious competence level. Now the last, if you see this competence, conscious competence level, Toastmaster like Toastmaster Yogesh, Toastmaster Gitanjali ma'am, Toastmaster Sanchita ma'am, what they have done? They have consciously take part in the Toastmaster meeting. They consciously prepare their speeches. They consciously present their speeches. At the moment they do all these things, all these qualities, all these activities goes in their unconscious. Now that learning is going in their unconscious competence level. Are you getting sense? The more you repeat the things at conscious competence level, the more it will go at unconscious competence level. And the maximum people make mistake. They are not taking conscious, they are not taking actions at conscious competence level. And because of that, that skill is not going at the unconscious level. So the major, if we see these 4 stages, this is, if you see any skill, singing, any skill, that skill is going through all these steps. And this is the structure of learning. How to improve any skill, how exactly we learn. This is the structure. And if you understand this structure, if you integrate this structure in your life, it is done deal, it is guaranteed that you will be able to learn any skill in your life. The more you consciously take efforts, the more you understand the concepts of the communication, body language, facial expressions, tonality, all those parameters. You just put that parameters in your speech, you will become master in your communication. You will be mastering leadership skill, right? So this is very important step. And this is the structure. I would like to explain more things about this learning process. But before that, I would like to start I would like to explain the structure of this Toastmaster meeting for the benefits of guests. The Toastmaster meeting is basically divided into 3 sessions. The first session is prepared speech session, where all the prepared speakers use their speeches as per their pathways and levels. The second session is table topic session, where all the members of this meeting gets opportunity to speak and they present their speech, they organize their speech, they structure their speech on improper subject. And the third and the most important session, that is evaluation session. And in evaluation session, all the speakers get evaluated by the evaluators, where they can get feedback about their speeches. And as all of us know, that feedback is the breakfast for champion, right? So there is also tag team to improve the quality of the meeting. There is also tag team, which is working out to improve the effectiveness of the meeting. And now I would like to introduce the tag team for today's meeting. Please join your hands to welcome Toastmaster Ashish, the timer for today's meeting, to explain his role. Toastmaster Ashish.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. Time management is considered one of the top qualities that is possessed by effective leaders. And in Toastmasters, Toastmasters helps us members to nurture at time management skills, because Toastmasters meeting has well-defined agenda with specific time limits. Members have to deliver their messages and ideas in a crisp, time-bound fashion. And all the different segments of the meetings have different time limits. For example, the prepared speeches segment has 5 to 7 minutes of time limit, and at 5 minutes I will show green card, followed by a yellow at 6, and then a red card at 7 minutes. For speech evaluations, the time limit is 2 to 3 minutes. I will show green card at 2 minutes, followed by yellow at 2.5, then a red card at 3 minutes. And lastly, for table topics, the time limit is 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will show green card. At 1.5, I will show yellow. And at 2 minutes, I will show red card. There will be grace period of 30 seconds whenever I show a red card. So you have 30 seconds to wrap up your speech. Post that, you will be disqualified for voting. So that's all from my side. I will present my timings report when called on the stage. Thank you, Toastmasters.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashish. Now I would like to request Toastmaster Jitendra to the counter for today's meeting. Please explain your role.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pradeep sir. Good morning to all Toastmasters. I am Parmar Jitendra. I am going to observe all the speakers by means of their using words. Whenever we are speaking, we are using words repetitive or in a repetitive manner. So I will take an account of the repetitive words, and on the other side, I will take account of various unconsciously we are speaking words like aha, like this. So I will take account of that things also. And at the end of the meetings, I will represent the result of about all the speakers, that how many times they have used all these words. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Now I would like to welcome Toastmaster Bhavesh, the grammarian, for today's meeting to explain his role. Thank you.
Good morning, Toastmasters and esteemed guests. My role today is to play, role of grammarian. As a grammarian, I have to observe the good usages of the sayings, quotes, words, and misuses of the language, misuses of the English language. So I will observe that for the online as well as offline speakers, and also for evaluation session. The word of the today is nurture. Nurture is about to take care of someone when he's growing or he's developing. So I would also encourage all of you to use more this word into your speeches. The phrase of the day is kill two birds with one stone. Means you complete two tasks with the one single action. That is a message. I would encourage you to use that also during your speeches, and I will give my report at the end of the meeting. If you have used this a more number of times, it will be good for your speech. Thank you.
Thank you all tag team members to explain your roles. Now, now let us start the first session for today's meeting, that is prepared speech session. And before calling the first prepared speaker, I would like to call the evaluator for today's evaluator one for today's meeting, that is Toastmaster Yogesh, to explain about the speech details of Toastmaster Barun. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Today, my target speaker, Toastmaster Barun, is going to attempt his second speech after an first icebreaker speech from innovative planning path. The level 1 speech 2, the objectives are very simple. He has to do this, which means he has to write and present an organized, structured speech in the front of an audience to start his journey in the audience with the audience for the structured speeches. So, best of you. The timing will be 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Toastmaster Barun. Speech title Choice. Choice, Toastmaster Barun.
Thank you, Toastmaster today. Allow me to let you into a secret, little secret. No, it's not Victoria's Secret. Anybody who has seen their stores would understand that Victoria really doesn't have a secret. Good morning, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, guests, and my online audience.
happiness is a choice. Well, if choice is what it is, then why do we find so many people who are living a miserable life? They are feeling creepy instead of feeling happy. There are so many people who are leading a life feeling unfulfilled. Ladies and gentlemen, let me give you an example. Money cannot buy happiness. पैसा खुशी नहीं खरीद सकता. You must have heard this many times before. Please raise your hands if you believe that money actually cannot buy happiness. Good number of them. Well, great. Tell me honestly, how many of you still believe that money cannot buy happiness, but you still want more money? Well, money is something which we all need. It's true for me, it's true for you, it's true for every single person in this world. But money is not giving us happiness. So what it is that is going to give us happiness? It is like a drug, happiness. It's like a medicine. You need regular doses of that medicine. And don't think that medicine is going to come in bottles, sachets, and IVs that you put in yourself and get a dose of happiness. No. Ladies and gentlemen, please pay attention what I say, that happiness and medicines, when go together, exercise can be a medicine. Laughter can be a medicine. Spending time with your family can be a medicine. Spending time with your friends can be a medicine. Meditation can be a medicine. You just need to go inside, nurture the habits, and probably you can kill two birds with one stone of being happy and getting a purpose in your life. Yes. I will give you a small example. Once again, you go out, you see people around you. There are lot of things which you get obstacle in being happiness. But what you do, you get into that forum, you fight for it, and get right on track. Yes, you can be happy. You need to believe in that. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a saying that money that you earn, there's nothing wrong in it. You can have more money. You can have all that things which make you successful. But that money will get you stuff that has utility value. It doesn't have happiness value. So why do you try to find out happiness from things which do not have happiness value? Yes. Nothing wrong? Yes, get it? But don't aspire happiness from it. At the end, I would like to just sum up that whatever you try to get in your life, if you just think that things which can really make you happy is available free of cost. You just need to make a choice. And since it is your life, I leave it to you to make that choice. Thank you very much. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Barun, that wonderful speech. Actually, really happiness is a choice. And now let us move to the second speaker of the day. But before that, I would like to call Evaluator 2 for today's meeting, Toastmaster Gitanjali ma'am, to explain the speech details of Toastmaster Tarun. It's all to you, Toastmaster Gitanjali ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good morning to each one of you. Toastmaster Tarun, today you are very special to me because you are my dedicated speaker. Today you will present your label to project to speech from the part leadership development. Name of your project is Understanding Your Leadership Styles. The purpose of this project is for you to identify your primary leadership style or style and to share some aspect of your primary leadership style or style. Timer, please note his allotted timing are 5 to 7 minutes. Your speech title is That's the Way. All the best, Toastmaster Tarun. Present your best. Thanks and over to you, Toastmaster Pradeep.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gitanjali. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Toastmaster Tarun. His speech title is That's the Way. That's the Way, Toastmaster Tarun.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters, offline as well as online guests. If your action inspires others to do more, to dream more, to learn more, and to grow more, then you are a leader. If my neighbor sees me tying up shoelace every morning, going to a park, and then I see that neighbor in the park after a week or 15 days, then I can consider myself as a leader because I have inspired him of just coming from his home and bringing him to a garden. What is leadership after all? Let me narrate you a small story about the interaction of a young kid with Mahatma Gandhi. This kid had a habit of consuming sugar. So his mother was worried. Consuming sugar is not good for health. So let me take him to Gandhiji and seek his advice. So she traveled all the way from her village, took him to Gandhiji and asked Gandhiji to give him advice. But Gandhiji told that, okay, I will give him advice, but you come 1 month after. The mother was surprised. Why is it so? She was very disheartened. I have traveled all the way, but anyway, after 1 month, she again traveled back to Gandhiji. This time, Gandhiji called the kid and told, okay, look, consuming sugar is not good for health. You should listen to your mother and follow her advice. And the kid obeyed. The mother was surprised. She was curious. She asked Gandhiji, Gandhiji, why did not you give the same advice 1 month back? At that moment, Gandhiji told, if I would have given the before, when you came back last month, I myself was consuming sugar. So how could I give advice to a kid of stopping something or letting it of a habit something which I was not following myself? So I practiced it myself, and when I was ready, I advised the others not to follow. So that is all about leadership. Leaders lead by example. From our childhood, we have heard about many leaders, the leadership styles, and the ways they have motivated or have been successful. I would like to talk about my leadership style as well. But before I talk about my leadership style, I would like to ask all of you, which one leader you have been seeing since your birth till now? Any guesses, or you have any leader in mind which you have been seeing since your birth till now? Yeah, your mother, parent. So they are the leaders which we have been seeing as we are growing. So what skills do we seek from a leader? Any one word answer? Online guests as well, any one word answer? What skills we can seek from the leaders?
They should be committed. They should
Sorry?
be committed towards. They should be committed. Leaders should be committed towards
Committed.
their team.
Selfless. Decision making. Okay. Inspires others. Okay. Thank you, all of you. The primary skill which I see in the leader is vision. Without vision, a leader won't work. First is vision. Second is communicating the vision. Third is listening, open to ideas. These three qualities makes a good leader. Coming back to my leadership style, I am more of a authoritative type of leadership style which I follow. As a child, what I saw was an authoritative leadership style which was prevailing in my family, or which I thought would be the one which I should be owning when I grow up. Till the age of my marriage, I thought that, okay, I will get a chance to be, sorry. Till the time I became my age of marriage, I thought, okay, now I would have the chance of having that authoritative leadership. But again, that dream of being in an authoritative leadership only lasted for a few days when I was again at a receiving end of those authoritative leadership. So till before I joined the professional life, I was mostly on the democratic leadership style. In my professional life, I follow the affiliative leadership style. What are the qualities of affiliative leadership style? It believes in nurturing the team, bonding with the team. They are more bonded by the emotions. They care for each other. There's a constructive feedback which has been given, and they work as a team. There is no bossism or managerial gap between the team and the leader. They work as a team. They try to talk very frequently, set the goals, discuss the goals, and break down the goals into various small steps and achievements and celebrate those achievements. So this is the leadership style which I follow in my professional life. Of course, there are some limitations with this leadership style. That is, if there is a negative feedback which has to be given, it is not taken in the right way. It may sometimes bring the morale of the team completely down. So it has to be a balance between, a little bit of balance to be made. The leader which I personally like or follow is Mahendra Singh Dhoni. That is why I have given the title as That's the Way. Because the way he is cool, he is termed as Captain Cool of Indian cricket team. The same way I have also been termed as cool leader in my team. He leads the team, puts the team ahead when it's success, and he backs himself when it fails. I would just like to conclude my speech for today by stating a small saying from him that life is a play. All you have to do is, or all you have to know is how to play it right. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tarun, for explaining the qualities of leadership. People will not do what you say. People will do what you do. Right? So now it's time to call the third prepared speaker of the day. But before calling the third speaker, I would like to call Toastmaster Sanchita, Evaluator 3 for today's speech, to explain about the speech details. It's over to you, Toastmaster Sanchita.
Thank you, TM Modi. Am I audible?
Yes.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. My target speaker, Toastmaster Kalpesh, is going to give a speech from the path Presentation Mastery. This is his Level 2 Project True. The purpose of this speech is for the member to deliver a speech with awareness of verbal and non-verbal body language, as well as learn and practice use of non-verbal communication. I'm very excited to see this speech. The title of the speech is Gujarati and English. The time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. All the best. Toastmaster Kalpesh, and over to you, GMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sanchita. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Toastmaster Kalpesh, Gujarati and English, Toastmaster Kalpesh.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Fellow Toastmaster and esteemed guest, I have one question from you. How many of you has completed your school education from Gujarati language or any Indian language? Can you please raise your hand? We have many people. So I know that I'm very much sure that you can understand the problem, the experience which I am having being a Gujarati student. I'm going to tell you the problems, the experience which I encounter as a student, as an employee, and as a parent being a Gujarati medium student. As a student, when I went from school to the college of English medium, I encountered different problems. The first of them is I was fearing about the underperformance at my examination, seeing other students improving their most of the time. I am ashamed of writing a print writing script while other people were writing cursive language. I am very much feel of inferiority compared to the other person when they were speaking a very fluent English. Because of this, we are lagging behind in a learning process. We do not reach out to the student. We do not reach out to the teachers for our doubts to clear them out. When I grew up, I joined a company. At a company, we also fear about the lack of support from our manager. This is because the manager has a natural tendency to lean towards the person who is speaking good English. I keep silent in the meetings. I am fear of expressing myself, my ideas, my thoughts to the broader audience. As a parent, I found very difficult to generate an atmosphere, English learning atmosphere for my child. This is because of my fear of English language. If I consider all of these problems, they are all not a problem, but they are the consequences of 4 major basic problems. The first one is pronunciation. As a Gujarati, we pronounce different word in a different style. I give one example. How do you pronounce this word? Fatigue. But I know I started pronouncing this word as a fatigue. That's the word I pronounce. There are many other words like driver. People used to say diver. There are many other words. So first of things, we should learn how to pronounce your word. And you can improve your pronunciation simply by watching English movie with subtitles. You can refer to dictionary. You can refer to Google for proper pronunciation. Second one is accent. And this is the most difficult one to improve upon, because it comes by practice, the practice with right person. Most of the time, I am speaking English language at my workplace with my colleagues, and I have 3 Marathi, 2 Telugu, and 1 Hindi speaking person who is speaking with me with their accent. So there is a lots of influence of their accent on me.
So it is very difficult to improve upon one action. So I decided that I will speak slowly so that a person can understand my word clearly and my communication get completed. The third thing is a grammar. You all know that the grammar is the most important part. A change in the word from one place to the other place will change the meaning of the sentence completely. One person wanted to tell that he works very hardly. Instead of saying that he hardly works, the meaning of both the sentence is completely different. One can improve English simply by re-referring the textbook which he learned from standard 5th to standard 10th, and that is the most easiest and very enough material to improve one's English language. The fourth one is the fluency. Now a Gujarati medium student first think the concept in his mind, then he brought words from English, connect them with good proper grammar, and then he speak. This process requires time, and that's why they are not fluent in English. So the first thing to do is start thinking in English itself. Once you start thinking in English, it will be some period of time you will find fluency in your English language. So in conclusion, there are many problems for a Gujarati medium student, but he can improve upon it by working on 4 different areas. One is pronunciation, second is accent, third is a grammar, and fourth is fluency. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kalpesh. Now, I would like to request timer to please confirm whether all speakers are eligible for voting or not.
Good morning once again. So our first speaker, TM Barun, took 4 minutes 48 seconds. TM Tarun took 7 minutes 24 seconds. TM Kalpesh took 6 minutes 10 seconds. As TM Barun was not within the time limits that was allotted, which was 5 to 7
seconds. Excuse me, 30 seconds here and there.
No.
Yes, 30 seconds, I think.
No, 30 seconds grace period is after 7 minutes.
Both the end. You can confirm this, our Yogesh sir.
Okay. Okay. So all the speakers are qualified. So all will be, eligible for voting. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I would like to request Zoom Master, please initiate the poll. Okay. Now this is the end of the first session, that is prepared speech session. And before going to the second session, that is table topic session, I would like to introduce once again this learning theme. So basically, why people don't learn? Why people are not able to learn in their life? Can anybody tell me why people are not learn any skill? Yes. 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 Absolutely right. So the reasons that I want to share with you is there are major reasons why people are able to learn any skill. The first one is they are not ready to convert their should into must. They are not ready to convert their should into must. I should attend Toastmaster meeting. Instead of saying this, if we say I must attend Toastmaster meeting, that will create different result. So first thing, we have to convert our shoulds into our must. The second one, that is most of people when they have to do some activity in order to improve any skill, they are telling n number of reasons for not doing that activity. There are n number of reasons. If you see, there is list of reasons they are telling that I am not able to do this activity because of this reason. So whatever activity that's stopping you from doing the things that you have to do, whatever activities that are stopping you from doing the things that you have to do, you have to start calling those activities as excuses. So the moment you start calling those activities excuses, there will be shift. There will be complete shift. You will be able to learn any skill. And the third reason, that is, most of people are driven by pain. When there is any problem come in their life, they take action. And when that problem complete, or that problem finish, they again come to the normal life. So instead of becoming a pain-driven person, instead of becoming a pain-driven person, you have to become a pleasure-driven person. What are the benefits of learning any skill? What are, for example, suppose communication skill. What are the benefits of learning communication skill? If you visualize those benefits, if you see that, if you visualize the future images of the after developing that skill, that will become your driving force, and you will not able to stop yourself. If you do this activity conscious competence level, then that will go in your unconscious competence level. That is why it is also said that repetition is mother of skill, right? So with this, let us start to the second session, that is table topic session for today's meeting. And to start that session, I would like to call Toastmaster Prashant to start table topic session. Thank you.
Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. I'm Toastmaster Prashant, and table topic session is like, suppose you don't know how to swim and you are taking coaching of swimming from a coach. Suppose during training, the coach pushes you into the swimming pool under the deep waters. What will happen? There are two thoughts that will come into your mind. First thought is that I am into the deep waters. I don't know how to swim, but I have to compulsorily swim. I have to get out of this situation, otherwise I will drown. So you give your level best towards swimming, even if you don't know how to swim. You are learning how to swim. Second thought that will come into your mind is, there is a coach on the pool, and even if I am drowning, even if I am seriously drowning into the waters, the coach will save me. He will train me. He will give me the training. So we have seasoned Toastmasters like Gitanjali Madam and Yogesh sir, etc., who will inspire us and motivate us to improve our communication skills in this meeting. All that is happening in table topic session is, I will give you one topic or subject on which the guests or members will have to give speech of 1 to 2 minutes, and in that you can improve your impromptu communication skills. So can we start the table topic session? So can we start with the members who have not spoken? Anyone? Yeah, sir. Which is the most memorable advice that you have received in past that you are applying presently also in your career situations? Most memorable advice.
Yeah, thanks for the good topic. Good morning once again. The memorable advice I got. Memorable advice I got is being calm in the situation. Actually, there is a very well said proverb that if you are angry, you are the first victim of your anger. So in my past, I faced some issues when I was angry, and I suffered a lot because of that issue. So when I contacted my friends and sometimes my other colleagues also, so the best advice I got that, okay, if you are very angry, you should be very calm. So they suggested me sometimes that you should go for the counting and other things. So try to keep yourself calm down, so you can get some time to think about. So once you think, calm down, you can think about the possibilities, and you can move forward. Yeah. So that was the best advice I got. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gyaneshwari. Anybody else from online? Can anybody volunteer? PM Mona. PM Ashish. Is okay. TM Mona.
No, because I am not able to do it now. It's too much conversation around me, so I'm not at this point of time.
No issue. PM Ashish. So
Sorry about it. It was had to go away for a bit.
okay, no issues. Can I give you a topic? PM Ashish.
Yeah, sure. Yes, please do.
When was the last time you tried applying something new? Can you share the experience?
When was the last time you tried applying something new?
New, yeah. Okay. Out of your normal thought process.
That's a difficult topic to answer.
You can change the topic.
No, I'll stick with the topic. That's fine.
Thank you.
Well, okay, fine. I'll talk about the professional work experience that I had during my job. So when I used to, when I was at my previous company, what I was a project manager, and we had a set way of working. That's very usual in our type of industry, that most projects follow the same type of cycle. It starts in a particular way, and you proceed through it in a very specific manner. I mean, the steps broadly are specific, but the actions that you need to carry on, or the issues that you may need to address might vary, but the broad brush strokes are the same. However, once we got a very different type of project in which we had to, engage our gray matter in a very different type of manner, in a new type of manner that we were not accustomed to. So what we did was, we had a chat with a person, or an external person, and then he gave us some insight on how we can go about tackling it. And what we did was, we basically tried to extrapolate all the past experiences that we had, and we tried to predict what different type of issues that we might encounter for this particular project, you may say. And what we learned from it was that maybe you might face some issues that you never faced before, but it's possible for you to tackle it if you know who the right person to talk with is, if you are not able to find a solution by yourself. And I think that's something that personally I have missed, something that I have not used, a technique that I have not used many times, and definitely that was a great learning for me. So that's something that I would say, something, a place where we did something new. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So can you come? Yeah.
lesson you learned in your hard way? What of that?
Okay.
Can you share your experience?
Yes. All right. So there are many life lessons that I have learned because I think though being a child and being a single child, I have been raised in a very and nurtured in a very overprotective atmosphere. But through experiences, I have faced circumstances, especially when we are taught that never to say no, or always be yes person to anybody who offers or who needs or asks you to do anything, right? So I think at many times I have been in a circumstance where people had asked me to do favors to them, and I had been in a difficult position to say no. But I think in one situation where uh, I was asked to do a very I was asked to do a thing where it would hurt my self-respect, and in that time, I think I learned to be assertive and learned to say no in a very polite manner by explaining my situation. So I think life and difficult circumstances teach you things which we never had thought we can learn. Thank you.
Do you ask enough questions or you settle for what you know about the things? Can you share your experience where you ask questions and you learn something new?
Right. Good morning, all of you. Once again, I'm Gargi. And do I ask questions? Well, this is a very nice question, a very nice topic for a university student. So, my previous semester, I had a subject known as engineering drawing or engineering graphics. I found it very difficult. Now, what happened? Now, this sir who teaches us in the university, I don't know what problem he had with me, or like I used to ask a lot of questions. So why is it like this? So why is it like that? And he got so irritated with me, he stopped answering me, or sometimes he would counter question me. Like, you tell me, and if I would have known, why would I have like asked you the question on the first place? So long story short, I stopped asking questions to him because I thought he didn't like me. So what happened? It's embarrassing, but in my mid-semester exams, I didn't ask sufficient questions only because of that. I assumed that he wouldn't answer me. I was having a difficult time and I failed by 1 mark. So I was like devastated. How could I fail? How could I fail? Like, how could this happen to me? So I went to sir, I told him all of my problems. Sir, I'm facing problems in this, I'm facing problems in that. I repeatedly asked questions, and I was like, I had to submit a portfolio. And before like going to like the Viva session of my exam, 2 days I hadn't slept because I was so tense. Yet I was like nonstop asking, like bombarding her with questions. And yeah, that is how I believe I'm a person who always like goes and asks questions so that I don't assume anything and everything goes on smoothly. So thank you.
Sir, can you?
So if you had to teach or advise some people, what would you teach or advise?
Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm PV Vimal. The topic I got is, can you please repeat the topic once again?
If you have something to teach.
If I have to teach something to somebody, what advice will you give?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what if I tell you that I still get irritated when it rains? You may all laugh at me, right? Who gets irritated when it rains? But me, I always get upset also when it rains. The reason being that when I was a child, my grandmother and me we used to be at home always because my parents were working. So when it rains, she will always say that, see, rain is coming, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. You have to sit here. That created something inside me. So I was not aware of that. One day, while casually speaking to my parents, I said, even after getting my job, so I said that, see, I get irritated when it rains. Through discussion, it came out that they told me that this could be the reason. When I understood this thing, I have realized that I have kept it for so long inside me that I haven't asked my parents. So my advice to all of you will be, do not keep anything inside you. Ask. Don't hesitate to ask somebody. And through discussion or through asking, everything will come out and you can live peacefully. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Can you come? Can you come?
Mr. Mohammed, can you describe any incident where you have not calculated risk and reward and you have done things in your way and you have achieved this situation?
Achieved this situation.
Please give yourself.
Like, hi, good morning, everyone. Like right now, I'm preparing for the CAT examination, and I have not thought about that risk and reward. Like it's only 1%. First 1% I get into the that college which are into the good college. Like all other 99% does not get into the good college. Otherwise, we have to top it. So like this was the risk and reward situation, and like I am so like I am trying to achieve that goal.
Madam, can you come? Something else. No issue.
If you could choose a book as mandatory reading for all, which book it would be?
Good morning, all of you. If most of you are working in the corporate field or offices, I would request to go through the book Winning Without Waging War. Every office will have one or the other way politics, some biasing, and it is just unavoidable. You will have to deal with it. It needs to be like, many times. Means I personally have gone, I have felt like victimized. Don't come under the feeling of victimized. You have to overcome the situation, deal with the politics. Please read that Winning Without Waging War. So it is like, how to understand your colleagues, how to identify weakness of your other colleagues, and how to push your strengths to the senior management, so that you will have a win-win kind of situation, because you need not pull others' legs and have the better place. That doesn't really work in a long way. So I request everyone to read that book, and it is really worth reading. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Number.
Which is worse, failing or not trying?
Okay.
Yes. So thank you so much for the topic. So I think whenever we are doing something new, okay, we have a fear that whether I'm going to do right or wrong, whether I will be a success or a failure or not. So this comes in everybody's mind that whether I will succeed or not. But one should think that whether when I'm taking some actions, when I'm doing something, so definitely I will get two results. One is one sense that I will fail and I will succeed. But one should think that the failure is not actually a failure. It's a learning. So there is two results of any actions. One is success and one is learning. So we have to take this as a positively way, as a failure, and we have to think like that. So we have to nurture our mind like that failure is not a failure, actually it's a learning. And so with this kind of attitude we can kill the two birds with one stone. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sushil. Can we take online? Can we take? Nikita,
Yeah.
am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible. Am I audible?
Yeah, definitely. So, what lifts your spirits when life gets you down?
Can you repeat it again?
What lifts your spirit when life is down? What is motivating you? What is inspiring you? What is you to achieve something?
Yeah, like see, I used to work. I am working in an UK outsourcing company, and sometimes I feel that I cannot achieve these things. I cannot do. So my hobby is to dance. So whenever I feel like that, I used to dance. I used to watch some movies, or I used to watch some motivational speakers on the YouTube. So it helps me to rebound or regain my energy, and I feel that everyone should watch that motivational speakers. Everyone should do the hobby which you feel that whenever you feel down, you should opt for that.
Who is your favorite speaker, motivational speaker, who you often used to see or get inspired?
I used to watch Sandeep Maheshwari.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Thank you. So it's okay. I'll hand over the stage to TM Modi sir. Thank you. To general evaluators. Timer, can you give some of your time?
Okay, so good morning once again. Everyone was well within their time limits except guest Pratik. So he is not qualified for the voting. Okay, that's all from my side. I will pass on to general evaluator now.
Thank you, TM Ashish. Ganesh, you can launch the poll for the voting. You all would be added in a WhatsApp group if you have scanned that code. Okay. All the online members can personally message to TM Janeshwar, area A2. Area A1.
Poll has been launched. Good morning, everyone, dear fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. Today, I am the general evaluator for today's meeting. As TMOD Pradeep explained that this is the third section, that is the evolution section, and this is the section in which we all get feedbacks. The evolution section means feedback, and the feedback means our improvements. So we all have came to Toastmasters for improving ourselves. So I believe that the evolution section is always the most important part of the Toastmasters. For the benefit of the guest, I would like to explain the section of the evolution. My section is been divided into three parts. The first part is that I will introduce the evaluators who will evaluate the speeches. In the second part, I will call the tech team to give their reports regarding the timer, counter, and the grammar. The third part, will provide the overall meeting, overall evolution of the meeting for it today. So let's start with the first section, that is the evolution of the prepared speeches. Has anyone noticed, any of the members, that the today's panel of the evaluators, we have the three of the best evaluators for today. That is TM Yogesh, TM Gitanjali, and TM Sanchita. All three of them have a very vast experience in giving speeches as well as in evolution. Whenever they give their evolution, I request not only the speakers but all the audience to listen to their evolution, because the inputs which they will give will help you in your progress towards the public speaking and leadership skills and any other parts. So to take that forward, I would now like to call on the first evaluator, TM Yogesh, who will be evaluating TM Barun's speech. TM Yogesh is our past president, also the area director of A2. TM Yogesh is having very vast, huge experience in Toastmasters. Please help me welcome TM Yogesh on the stage. Sorry. Good morning, everybody. Giving evaluation is always killing two birds with one stone, because it not only helps the person who is getting evaluated, but also a person who is giving an evaluation to learn from it and improve himself. To start with, let me first congratulate my target speaker, Toastmaster Barun, to start his journey towards the first speech towards the organized speech. Organized speech is something always a difficult part. He has successfully achieved that today by giving that speech. In his speech, I liked multiple points. Let me start with few. Number one, as a speaker, when you speak, the whole motive or the purpose of a speaker is to reduce the distance between the audience and the speaker. He successfully achieved it by starting with a humor, because humor makes audience at ease. They feel relaxed. They feel prepared to listen to a speaker. Then he simply jumped over to the questions. The questions are something which makes audience think. And when audience start thinking with the speaker, they start connecting with the speaker. A very good job in that. As his first speech after an icebreaker, I really liked his confidence in which he came on a stage. He literally covered the entire stage, however small it may be, but he covered the entire stage. He was just roaming around the stage. He had a very well eye contact with all the audience, which always tells the audience the speaker is interested in them and not in what he's speaking. That is the best example of any good speaker, because audience needs to feel connected. A very well good job on that too. Then comes the speech topic, choice. A very interesting topic, because this is a topic where everyone will get again connected, because everyone will start thinking what kind of choices we are talking about, because we always make some kind of choices. A good job in that. Now with this, every speech can be taken up to a next level. And I would like to give you 3 pointers which will help you take your speech from this level to this level. Number one, pauses. You started your speech is very good thing, humor and questions. but you lost the benefit of that when you didn't have a pause. You just went through it. You started with a humor before even audience understood your humor. Start connecting. You started with questions. Even before they start thinking on it, you started with your speech. Always have a pause. Pause helps audience to think. Pause helps audience to absorb. Pause help audience to connect. Use pause. Number two, stage presence. You cover the entire stage, but unfortunately, that was not well connected with your speech. When you're giving a speech, try to use the stage connected as an extended arm of your speech, which will help your audience to connect. You will start your story with you, you will start your middle with you, and then end with you. So the audience understand and starts with a flow. That's the second thing which you should do. And the third and the most important, which I always feel, in your entire speech, you missed a personal story. Always have anecdotes. Always use personal stories as an example, because that's the best way to connect with an audience. Because when you give your personal stories, audience starts thinking about their own stories, and that's where you win the game. So with this, in summation, keep up your confidence, keep up your style. Please focus on this thing. And like I always said, when it comes to your crazy little thing like speech making, seek it, nurture it, and strike back again. Thank you.
Thank you, Team Yogesh, for a wonderful evolution. Now it is time for the second evolution. The second evaluator for today is TM Gitanjali, who will evaluate TM Tarun's speech. TM Gitanjali is a seasoned Toastmaster with a vast experience in guidance and feedback. With a huge round of applause, let us call on virtual stage TM Gitanjali.
Am I audible?
Yes, clearly.
Thank you so much, G Toastmaster Group. Good afternoon to each one of you. Wow, Toastmaster Tarun, really, it was a well-written, well-organized, and well-presented speech. Your speech title, That's the Way, was very apt with your presentation. It is very true that everyone has his own style of leadership. According to me, one who is able to lead his or her team in a very successful way is considered to be the most successful leader. Your opening was quite impressive. Through your speech, you talked about various types of leadership styles, and then you explained about your own style. That was the good way to explain about your own style. Also, you proved that why your style is best. A true leader should be courageous because he is not only has to lead his team, but in time of difficulties, he must take responsibility to protect his team. A good leader knows to kill two birds with one stone. Listeners loved your speech because many takeaways were there. Key points of your presentation were very thoughtful, authentic, and applicable to our life. Especially the example of Mahatma Gandhi and Mahendra Singh Dhoni upgraded your speech and presentation. Content of your speech, eye contact with the audience, body language, facial gestures, everything was in tune with your speech. Indeed, you are an excellent speaker. But being your evaluator, it is my duty to give you some recommendation for your further improvements. Though you have good tonal quality, but when you are in front of a group of people, try to increase your decile level to create good impact on audience. Little powerful voice goes directly inside the hearts of the audience. Secondly, during the time of presentation, regulate and control your body movements. Instead of standing in one place and shifting your body from one side to the other side, use the whole stage to give greater impact of your speech. Thirdly, induce little enactment in your speech to make it more lively and more impressive. Otherwise, I think you are one of the most talented speakers of our club. Nurture your inner strength to bring laurels for the club. With this, all the best, Toastmaster Tarun, and over to you, G. Thank you so much. Toastmaster Dhruv.
Thank you, team Gitanjali, for such a helpful inputs from your side. Now we'll move on to the third evaluation. The third evaluator for today is TM Sanchita, who will evaluate TM Kalpesh's speech. A hack. If you want to find TM Sanchita, whether she is attending the meeting, it's a very simple way. Go to the agenda in the evaluator section. You will definitely find her name. She is that much experienced in evaluation. So let us welcome TM Sanchita for her evaluation.
Thank you, G. Am I audible and visible?
Yes.
Thank you. Every problem has a solution. If anyone wants to understand this saying properly, they should watch today's speech by Toastmaster Kalpesh. Greetings to fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests, and especially my target speaker, Toastmaster Kalpesh. Congratulations for a brilliant speech. The title of the speech was Gujaratian English. It created enough suspense for the audience to look forward to it. You started with a question that had everyone on the edge of their seats. Everyone was actively listening. The speech had a good beginning, a body, and a conclusion. It was a well-organized speech. You presented a problem that people from non-English medium schools face. You nicely explained it how they encounter the problem in their day-to-day situations when they speak with their fellow people, their family, and everybody around them. You also gave the solutions within the 4 points. So you presented 2 problems. One was fear of public speaking and second was fear of incorrectly speaking. You gave solutions where one could kill both these birds with one stone and at the same time nurture their communication skills. You looked at everyone. You maintained eye contact with your entire audience. That gives the audience a feeling that the speaker genuinely wants to convey to them and give them something to take back. You have used your stage presence nicely. I love the way where you use the paper to tear it and explain the entire situation. Every speech can be taken to the next level, and especially if the speaker is someone like you who has great potential, we definitely can expect more. So the first input from my end is use voice modulation. When you say, I don't know, you get confused how to speak to your family, to your friends, you can present it this way. When you are not confident with your speech, you are confused how to speak to your boss, your friends, and your kids. The next is you have this tendency of clasping your fingers. Try to use your hand, be more free, because this is a global sign of nervousness. I would love to challenge you with a speech with a lot of drama, voice modulation, and a lot of excitement. To summarize, beautiful speech, excellent eye contact, brilliant content for the audience, and very nice delivery. Just keep the suggestions in mind and you would go on to become a brilliant speaker. Over to you, GE.
Thank you, TM Sanjita, for your wonderful inputs. Now it's time for the timer. Timer, please come on the stage and give the timing report for the evolutions.
Good afternoon, everyone. So for evaluations, the time limit was 2 to 3 minutes. And our first evaluator, TM Yogesh, took 3 minutes, 49 seconds. TM Gitanjali took 3 minutes, 27 seconds. TM Sanchita took exactly 3 minutes. So As per the time limits, TM Yogesh is not qualified for the voting, and TM Gitanjali and Sanchita are qualified. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Team Ashish. Now I would request Team Ganeshwar to launch the polls. You can please, everyone, please vote. No polls. There are no polls. Okay. Okay. Now we will move ahead with the evolution of the table topic speakers. Now I would like to request TM Nikhil to come on the stage. TM Nikhil is like a new player who everyone with in which we everyone of us are excited to hear about in the evolution team. TM Nikhil.
Good afternoon, all. So it's a really interesting part. Table topic is out of 3 sections. It's quite interesting for all of you. So I'm going to have few of the observations for our table topic speakers. Let me start with the Gnaneshwar. He has a very beautiful topic, and he really put like 100% about the content about the memorable advice, and he started with the personal experience. So it's really connect the audience. I really like that the way you have started and you have shown your like angriness, and then now you are thinking about the calmness. So it was really nice. Over the period, we can see the improvement, and we can see the confidence in table topic speaking in your speaking. The second our speaker was Ashish. He was online. So Ashish, you really, I really appreciate that you took this challenge and you didn't change the topic. So that is really nice. Topic was also quite interesting. That which new things here I would like to share just one advice, that whenever we'll get such kind of the topic, it's always good to keep very simple. Like the new things you might have any of the example like which will be quite general rather than going into your profession and such kind of the projects, because it's little bit difficult for audience to understand. For example, if it would have been asked to me, I can say like few months back I drove auto rickshaw, so it was the first time. So such kind of the things I cook first time potato sabji or something. So it's really good to connect with the audience. We had our third speaker, guest Krishna. Certainly you missed the greetings. Let's start with the good morning or good afternoon. But your speech was quite interesting, and it was quite inspirational. That you talk about the learning from the hard time. The only thing is that over the period you will also understand the organizing, how we can start, how we can body, and what will be the conclusion. So but this is the first time, and it's really appreciating that you come forward and deliver your 2-minute speak. Then we had a guest Gargi. Yes, throughout your speech it was quite fun loving. You are so smiling and laughing, so it's really make the light mood for the audience also. There are few things, again, it's good you directly starting with the professor and the examples. Better start with little bit starting, then body and the conclusion. I was expecting that you are talking about the question. I was also expecting few questions that you are going to ask. For example, you are talking about the Viva, and that time you can ask like anybody has an experience, what's the feeling before Viva or something. So it makes more interactive. Though your topic was about the questioning, but overall it's a really good speech that you delivered. Then we had Vimal sir. Sir, you also feel the confidence before the as compared to the last time you did not speak much, but today we can I can see the confidence in your speech. The only thing is that over the period we will also get the body language and the eye contact and such other things about the public speaking. Then we have a guest Pratik. Without calculating risk, that suppose you need to speak on that, but I feel this is the first time, and over the period you will also have the enough this third part, that consciously learning, and you will definitely improve your public speaking skill. We had guest Premila, right? Yes. I really like your speech. I think you'll have a very good experience in a communication, in a public speaking, or in a corporate. That is what I can see with 2-minute speech. It shows the confidence and experience. I really like your suggestion. The only thing is that I was expecting the author name of that book. So the author is S. Sridhar. So anybody would like to, even this is the first time I heard about that book, but I'm definitely read that book. Then we have guest Susil. So the good part of Susil is he has used both word of the day and phrases of the day. So let's have a round of applause for the Susil. It was really nice topic, like failing and not trying. So you have properly justified the topic. Here I would like to say the only one word, that is harta wahi hai jo khelta nahi hai. So that's really nice. And last we have guest Nikita. So yes, Nikita, again, there is a very beautiful topic that you had, and you also justify the topic. The only thing is that I was expecting your favorite, because you told that you watch movie or the dance. So I was expecting your favorite motivational movie. That though our table topic master has already asked about the Maheshwari, but it's good you can add your favorite dancing song or favorite movie. So that is really helping to justify the topic more. So that's it from my observations about the table topic. Thank you very much. Over to Jimmy.
Thank you, Team Nikhil, for such a lovely observation. Now we will start with the second part of the evolution, and that is the reports to be given by our counter and grammarian. So first, I would like to call our counter TM Jitendra on the stage. Please welcome TM Jitendra, because he has taken the role for the first time.
Thank you very much to all of you. Good morning once again. AHA counter. First of all, I am going to evaluate speech of Toastmaster Barun. You have used never. So very good. Toastmaster Tarun, you have used for the 6 times. Okay. Kalpesh, Toastmaster Kalpesh has used only for 1 time. Let's come to the table topics. Gyaneshwar, Toastmaster Gyaneshwar has used for 2 times. Toastmaster Ashish has repeatedly used word for 3 times, and for 10 times. Guest Krishna Madam. Krishna Madam has used more than 10 times It's 12 to 13 times. Guest Madam Gargi. Repetitive words, there is not any words. 5 times is used. Bimal, guest Bimal. Very good. You have used words for 2 times only. Guest Pratiks, you have used words 4 times. Madam Guest Premila, only 2 times words. Guest Sushil, 4 times. And as Toastmaster Nikhil has mentioned, that he has used this words of the day and phrase of the day. That is appreciable. Thanks. And guest Nikita, online audience, online Toastmaster, she has used for 5 times. So that's all from my Thanks.
Thank you, TM Jitendra, for this in detail observation. I would request everyone, especially the guest, this is not for pinpointing. It is something like what gets measured can be optimized. If we don't measure it, we can't optimize it. This is just for if we can come to know where we are. These are the unfilled gaps which we are unconsciously filling in our speeches. So if we can get to know about it, then we can improve it the next time. After this, I would like to call TM Bhavesh to give his report on for the grammar.
Good afternoon once again to all the Toastmasters and esteemed guests. My role is to identify, how many times you have used word of the day and phrase of the day. So the people, those who have used the word of the day today is TM Pradeep, TM Barun, TM Yogesh, TM Gitanjali, TM Sanchita, and guest Shushil. These are the people, those who have used word of the day. Congratulations. Phrase of the day, TM Barun, TM Yogesh, TM Gitanjali ma'am, and guest Sushil. These are the people those who have used phrase of the day. There were some good quotes used by a few of the people in their speeches. There were 3 quotes used by Barun in his speech about money. There were 2 quotes about leadership used by Tarun. There were 1 quote used by Yogesh. And Dhyaneshwar has also used 1 good quote in his table topic speech. And Gitanjali ma'am also has used some good quotes in his evaluation speech, in her evaluation speech. So some of the good quotes are: money can't buy happiness. Money has utility values, not happiness values. Things which can give happiness are available free of cost. Life is a play, but it is important to know how to play. This was used by Tarun. Then leaders always lead by example. That was a quote that was used. Yeah, so Dhyaneshwar has used a quote that if you are angry, you are the first victim of the same. So that was a quote used by him. Some of the improvement areas for some of the people in pronunciation, Nikhil, Kalpesh, and Dhruv. These are the people which I feel they have to improve on pronunciation part. About tenses, Kalpesh and Nikhil, because Nikhil was doing a table topic evaluation, so he had to evaluate so many speakers. So of course, but then some of the improvement areas there, and some of the very good points which we have to take without any mistake in English grammar was in Yogesh speech and Gitanjali ma'am speech and Sanchita ma'am speech. So that these are the few speeches that we have to incorporate. Yeah, chalo, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, TM Bhavesh, for the report. Now we are at the third section of the evaluation, that is to give my report about the overall meeting. I would like to thank TM Mansoor and his team, our VPPR, for creating a beautiful poster, giving the details of the meeting, the photo of the Toastmasters of the day, and a very beautiful description about his theme, learning. The poster was posted well on time on Friday night itself. Also to our VP, TM Dhruv and his team, for posting the agenda of today's meeting by yesterday afternoon. Coming to today, some of the members arrived well before the meeting. The Toastmaster of the day, table topic master, and many of the EXCOM members to see to it that the setup of the hybrid meeting was done properly, because it is a difficult place to combine the online as well as offline, and there are some difficulties we are facing in the venue. So it is only because of their effort that the meeting room was opened before 10:20 am and our meeting started at 10:30 am sharp. So a cloud of applause for all of them. I, being one of the EXCOM, we are trying hard to change the venue, but due to some difficulties for the timing day, it is getting delayed. But we assure you that in the nearby times, the venue will be shifted where we all will be accommodated easily. Then our meeting started by our sir, TM Gyaneshwar, with our customary stating the mission of the day. He also informed about the usage of the stage, which is very necessary for the online members, because if you go out of the stage, then they would not be able to see you. He also explained properly about how to take care of the online as well as online offline members and not to use the mobile during the meeting. Then he swiftly handed over the stage to today's presiding officer and our president TM Adil. TM Adil is the jolliest person in the club, a man always with a smile on his face, even though he's on the stage or off the stage. He then called TM Parag to say to for the book of the week. TM Parag selected a very beautiful book. It's one of the best sellers, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. He very beautifully explained all the 13 points which are covered in the book, and he gave a summary so that we can be motivated to read that book and take that learning in our life. Then he introduced all the guests so that they are comfortable during the meeting time. He also gave a brief description about the basic structure and see to it that since there were many guests, so he completed his opening speech in short and passed on the stage to the Toastmaster of the day, that is TM Pradeep. Thank you, TM Pradeep, for coming to the club after such a long time. And the theme which you were selected was very interesting. Your speech, as you started the speech with data, so we can see to it that it was a very well prepared theme, because the data which you gave during the start can itself shows the preparation from your side. Also, you told us about some unconscious and conscious part about learning which we don't know, but if someone tells you, then you come to know, yes, that is also what I am facing. And the learning which you gave us is like a motivation to all of us, because we all are spending this Sunday morning to learn something, because we all are leaving something and coming here, and your learning theme will definitely motivate all of us to move ahead in our path. He then introduced the tech team. TM Ashish gave a beautiful explanation about the importance of time and the usage of the timing during each of the section. Then TM Jitendra, he was playing the role for the first time and he was very confident in explanation. Then it was turn for TM Bhavesh. TM Bhavesh selected a very beautiful word which is related to the theme of the day, nurture. Nurture means encouragement to learn. So that is related to learning. So it's a very beautiful selection of the word. Also the phase of the day, kill two birds with one stone. He has explained it, both the word of the day and the phase of the day, in a beautiful way. TM Pradeep then also explained the structure of the meeting so that the guests can able to understand how the meeting will proceed for the next 2 hours. Throughout the speech, he was smiling and was interactive. It was due to that the audience was able to be in the theme till the end. You played your role very nicely throughout the meeting. Then the prepared speeches started. Our speakers for today were Varun, Tarun, and not Karun but Kalpesh. It was a coincidence that all three speakers were having level 2 project 2 speeches. All the speeches were very well delivered with rich content in it. Varun gave his speech about the choice we make. Happiness is a choice. Then Tarun told us about leadership, and Kalpesh told us about the difficulty which most of us would be facing, and he gave us his own example. Then moving ahead to the table topic section, again thank you to TM Prasant for taking the role of TTM and coming to the meeting after such a long period. Prashant started the table topic. He was a table topic master, and he took a very good example of swimming and the coach to explain how table topic works. It is because of the example we can link the how the section would be related way ahead. Your questions are very interesting, and all the table topic speakers tried their level best to think in an impromptu manner and deliver their speech. It is really hard to think fast and deliver on the spot topic, but all of you gave a very excellent speech on. Then comes the evolutions. I can say that today's evolution is like a young and new captain with a very experienced team like Team Yogesh, Team Gitanjali, and Team Gitanjali and Team Sanjita. The evaluators give their learning about the usage of stage, tone, and many other aspects. Not only the speakers, but we all can take the teachings in our next speech, and we can take it as a stepping stone for our future goals. I again request the speakers to take the feedbacks in a positive way, and I'm sure that this will help you for your next speech. Thank you to Team Nikhil for taking the role of table topic evaluator on this spot, since TM Santosh couldn't come due to bad health. I can describe Team Nikhil as way back to we go back to 2009. In cricket, we had players like Ganguly, Sachin, and Dravid. Similarly, at that time when young Kohli was entering the team, Team Nikhil is young Kohli in 2009 entering the evaluation team. Thank you, Nikhil, again for taking the role. All the table topic speakers tried their level best to give the speech. It is after you go back and you feel that I could have spoken this or I could have spoken more, but that is what we get only after experience. It is not well like we can prepare and go. So as we move ahead, this will certainly help us in our impromptu thinking, and this thinking will not only help in our speaking but even in our regular life which we live. Then after that, it was TM Ashish was the timer for today. Very precisely noted all of the timings from the speakers, evaluators, tabletop speakers, everyone. TM Jitendra gave a very good report about the R counter, very precise counter with each one of them. And TM Bhavesh also gave a very detailed report regarding the grammarian usage of the English language as well as the usage of the word of the day and the phrase of the day. And at the last, I would again request TM Adil to see to it that the new venue is finalized in a faster way, because accommodating more people is a difficult task here. That's it from my side. Thank you. Overall, the meeting was very smooth. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dhruv, for that wonderful evaluation session. And now this is the end of the evaluation. Now this is a time for to conclude the theme for today's meeting. So before concluding the theme, I would like to explain you one graph about learning. So this graph will help you to kill two birds with one stone. So how many of you interested to know about this graph? Okay, thank you. So in this graph, this is the graph of perceived resources versus perceived difficulties. In our life, whenever we want to improve any skill, there are some perceived resources. That means we think what type of resources we have. That is our perceptions about our resources. Whatever resources we have. I'm not talking about the resources like materialistic resources. I'm talking about the resources like your communication skills, your courage, your confidence, all that type of things. So whatever resources we have, and against that, we have to see whatever difficulties you are facing. So when you are thinking that my resources are more compared to the difficulties I am facing, right? When you are considering that your resources are more than the difficulties you are facing, then you are coming in the zone of boredom. Your perceived resources are greater than your perceived difficulties. In that situation, you are coming in boredom zone. Suppose Toastmaster Yogesh has capacity to run 5 kilometers per day. He can run 5 kilometers. But if I ask him to run for only 500 meters, he will get bored because his capacity is more. So when your capacity is more, when the resources you are having more, and your difficulty, the task you have taken in your task is small task, then you are going in boredom zone, right? Now, the second thing, when you are thinking that my difficulties are more and the resources that I am having that are less, then if these difficulties are more and the resources you are having that are less, then you are going in frustration zone. You are feeling overloaded. So this is zone, this is frustrated zone. You can say anxiety zone, right? So what should we have to do? What should you have to do in order to kill the two birds with one stone? When you are thinking that your resources are more compared to your difficulties, you have to stretch yourself. You have to take more tasks in your hand. You have to take more targets. You have to take more goals so that your resources can be utilized effectively. It can be utilized at optimum level. And you have to stretch yourself in this area. This is the area. In this area. When you stretch yourself in this area, this is actually the area where you learn. Right? The second thing, when you are thinking that my difficulties are more and my resources are less, when your difficulties are more and resources are less, in that situation, you have to increase your resources. You have to improve your skills. You have to break down the difficulties in small groups, and you have to overcome that difficulties, right? So that you can again stretch yourself in learning zone. So this is very simple graph, but we can understand how to kill your boredom zone as well as your frustration or anxiety zone, right? So this is what from my side, and this is conclusion of my theme for today's meeting. Now I would like to initiate the poll for the best role player of the day. So, and I would like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster Adil for a further process of this meeting. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm sure that you all might have lost the track of time. I'm sure no one knows what is the time currently. We have already overshooted the time barrier, or basically time agenda that we had. And I would request, I would basically ask for permission that we would take 5 or 10 minutes more. If anyone, offline as well as online member, if they have any commitment, they are free to leave for their personal work. But I would request this 5-10 minutes from your side. So without further ado, today's meeting, I'm sure you all might have seen that it was so filled with knowledge, and we all might have enriched our knowledge with beautiful theme, beautiful evaluation, and beautiful free speeches. As I mentioned, Toastmaster is all about nurturing. So evaluators, they tend to give the feedback in such a way that the speaker deliver next time more efficiently, and more basically they become more efficient speaker, as well as they deliver the speech in such a manner that it is apt. I would fall short of my duty if I don't appreciate few of the members who have already taken extra mile in their duties. Firstly, I would like to appreciate Toastmaster Gitanjali. She was sick last week, and I'm sure she would be recovering currently, but she did take this step, and she is online taking the role of evaluator and giving such an apt evaluation. So thank you so much, Toastmaster Gitanjali. Toastmaster Tarun, he was also ill last week, but he is here and he didn't back out from the role. And I ask all the members to please keep on taking up the roles and don't back out at the last moment.
because someone has to take up it on spontaneously and it might create chaos during the meeting. I would like to also mention 6 members who joined recently: Toastmaster Barun, Jitendra, Mona, Kuldeep. They also were so patient with the process because our site was down for 1 month. Their enrollment was late, but they were patient about it and they didn't create any chaos. So thank you so much, and we appreciate that. And last but not the least, as I mentioned, the fear about the stage fear, there is a phobia. The name is also given. It is glossophobia. Like you can search about it, glossophobia. And as I mentioned, 75% of the population, they feel or they go through this situation. And with this, as you come here, you would improve eventually as you would deliver your speech and table topic session. And last but not the least, the certificate. We usually appreciate the members or the basically role players, speaker, and supporting role players who did their duty with due diligence. So, firstly, the best prepared speaker of the day, Toastmaster Kalpesh. Thank you. Best evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Sanchita. Even though all 3 of them were the best evaluator, and since she is online, I will pass it on to the next one. She is there, but so I will just best table topic speaker, guest Pramila, sorry.
Thank you so
much. Congratulations. Best role player of the day, app theme and delivered with lot of content, as I mentioned at the start, Toastmaster Pradeep. Last but not the least, best supporting role player of the day, it's Toastmaster Bhavesh, who was the grammarian. He had to leave for some personal commitment, so he's not there, but still, Toastmaster Bhavesh. And last note, as Toastmaster Dhruv mentioned, that we are in lookout for new venue because of the space constraint, but there we are facing some challenges because of it's weekend, so most of the centers are either closed or due to pandemic, few of the centers they have shut down or either they have shifted to something else. So that's why we are facing issue, but hopefully we would get the right venue. And a major announcement for the members, next weekend we would be having moments of truth. So it is mandatory for the members to be there because it's a sort of feedback session which the XCOM and how the club is going. Like it is basically test for the XCOM as well as the club, how they are performing. So with this, I thank you so much for taking out your time on Sunday. And even though we have overshooted by 15 minutes and patiently you were listening to me with even I was bombarding lots of knowledge and stuff.